Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off with giving all praises, infinite honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who do it well. All right, Yahweh be the name of the world and he calls God. All right, Yahweh Shai be the name who the world and he calls Jesus. All right, those are the true biblical names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, who you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be calling on within these last days and hope for salvation. For those who are woken up to the truth, we know that you're Israelite and salvation is only for the nation of Israel. All right, and we're in a time of prophecy right now. All right, and prophecy being fulfilled, like the scriptures say, things are yet for a appointed time, and at the end it shall speak and not lie. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write this vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3 says, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but the end shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. And what's surely coming? The prophecy of the MOTB, all right, before nuclear destruction takes place in American Babylon the Great, all right, which is the war of Armageddon, all right, the Third World War, all right, the implementation of the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, will be mandated, upon the whole world. All right, and that's where that's when we were entering into the time of the hour of the temptation. All right, to where you will not be able to buy or sell, rather if you have that mark or not. All right, and this division that is, speaking, and it's, and it's coming to pass and soon to come in the next few months or, years to say, but in the near future, this thing is going to be pushed out to the whole world to be tempted to take this thing. All right, so this is back into the article on peoples.com. It says paralyzed man gets brain computer implant and breakthrough procedure that help restore feeling in his fingers. All right, it says, I think about moving my fingers, which I haven't been able to do in 9 years, Brendan Patterson said after the surgery. All right, it says Brendan Patterson, who was paralyzed after a 2017 car accident, had surgery in Colorado to install a brain-computer interface into the cortex of his brain. The surgery was first of its kind, installing this kind of device into the area of his brain where higher functioning brain activity exists, and was done so to help him restore some communication and mobility. Says Patterson said after the surgery he was able to regain feeling in his fingers, which he had lost after the accident. Says the man who became paralyzed 9 years ago had become a pioneer for a new kind of neurotechnology. All right, Brandon Patterson, 41, had surgery in Colorado to install a brain-computer interface into the cortex of his brain, where higher functioning brain activity is located, marking the first time this has ever happened in the world, according to CBS News. It says brain-computer interface created a direct communication pathway between the brain's electrical activity and internal device such as electrophenograph devices, computer, robotic limbs, and other brain monitoring devices, according to Georgia Tech research. It says three ports were installed on the top of Patterson's head to connect and communicate with the outside computers, and they can record one or even a couple signal neurons that are located to that area. UC Health neurosurgeon Dr. Daniel Carmer told CBS News. It appears to have worked in helping to restore some communication and mobility to Patterson following a car accident in 2017 that se- severed his spine. He lost the ability to feel the bottom of his arms and fingers, but he told the outlet that changed after the new device was installed into his brain. All right, it says, I could feel my fingers moving just on their own, which was weird to say the least, he told CBS News. I'm sitting here watching and nothing's obviously moving, but I can feel all my fingers. Researchers at several California universities like Caltech and University of Southern California are testing to see how new devices to see how the new device installed in Patterson's brain can help him translate his thoughts into action. Trying to take the summary of activity from the brain and then make decisions about what the activity is doing, he told CBS News. For instance, if he wants to reach right versus reach left versus reach up, things like that. He says, Karmer said that ultimate goal is to find a way to restore lost functions to those with spinal cord injuries or ALS or other diseases where they lost motor or sensory connection to the brain. And this research could be possibly used to help those struggling with motor control and cognitive control. This is something which Patterson, who has been wheelchair bound for 9 years, said opens up a list of possibilities for his future and others as well. All right, it says, I'm thinking about moving my fingers, which I haven't been able to do in 9 years, thinking about holding a ball, thinking about different muscles that it take to do that, he said. I've come to the realizations that walking is never going to be in my purview, but extending what I can be in a chair is something I'm looking forward to, he added. I'm very excited to see what it can do. I'm more excited to see it can help in the future. All right, and these are Esau's left-hand miracles, all right, according to the scriptures, all right, and it's ultimately left-hand technology in the MOTB, and they're going to present it as such a thing that would be able to help, to help you or things of that nature, but it's not to help you because it's gonna what's the word, basically it's gonna work against you, all right, because it's not natural, all right. Putting it or installing software that is not intended for the human body will have its negative effects, all right. And that's why we're here to warn our people to not to take these devices or take the MOTB, the RFID microchip, in the times to come when these things are mandated, because Esau is going to push this thing out as something to heal, miracles, things of that nature, to get people to think it's something good, but it's actually not. All right, it's against the Heavenly Father and against his commandments. And one of the top commandments is not to take the MOTB, because if you take that, you're no longer a creation of the Most High. You are now patented by Esau. All right, you're now something that the Lord cannot recognize. So therefore, if you take it, the Lord will not be able to save you. All right, and you will be destroyed in the thermonuclear missiles. All right. So I'm gonna get Revelations 13, and I'm gonna start at 14. It says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles, right? And that's what Esau's going to do. He's going to deceive by these false left-handed miracles. All right, let me see what you get the word miracles. All right.
Strong's G 4592, Semayan.
Samayan says a sign, mark, token, that by which a person or thing is distinguished from others and is known. A sign, prodigy, portent, i.e. an unusual occurrence transcending the common course of nature. She transcending the common course of nature. All right, it's not nature. All right, this is a false left-handed means, and all Esau trying to do is, so like all Esau trying to do is do left-handed miracles that the Lord was able to do when he was on the scene, and that the men on the left in the near future is going to be able to do. All right, but he's trying to do it on the left-hand side. All right, it says of signs portending remarkable events soon to happen. It says of miracles and wonders by the Most High authenticates the men sent by him, or by which men prove that the cause. So now, it was the point was made with the first few definitions. All right. So back into Revelations the 13th and 14, it says, and he deceived them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the womb by a sport and did live. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And all right, and what's the image of the beast? It's this system, this current system, and this new world order that these rich elites are trying to set up. All right, now in a short period of time, because they're now rushing, they're now trying to get this thing out. All right, because they're trying to fulfill their NWO. All right, but we know what the scriptures speak about that. All right, they begin to fill their belly. All right, matter of fact, let me get that. This is Job chapter 20 verse 23. It says, and when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain upon him while he is eating. Right. So when Esau thinks he's about to get this thing up and going and running, all right, the Lord is going to cast fury upon him, man, and he's going to rain upon him while he is eating. All right, he's going to smack that fork right out of his hand, man, because he's going to think that he's going to accomplish this thing, but it's not gonna happen. All right, the Lord is not gonna let that happen. All right, yeah, he's gonna chip a lot of people, but he's not gonna fulfill or have the full experience or enjoy his new NWO, because we know once that happened, we know the missiles are right around the corner. All right, to destroy this man's rulership. All right, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause as many who will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right, those who refuse are to not partake in taking his RFID microchip. You're gonna be killed. You're gonna be X'd out of society, like killed literally, and killed out of the means of participating in society. All right, which goes into verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right, and that mark goes into the charagma. All right, the incision into the right hand or in the foreheads, and that's what this brain chip is part of that. All right, because you got option to have it implanted into the brain. All right, which causes most miracles, because it deals with the neurology of the brain. All right, and the electrical system. All right, within your brain and your spinal. All right, to receive those miracles. Then you got the one in the right hand. All right, this is the MOTB, the mark of the beast, and it says that, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, here's wisdom. Let him have understanding. Count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 6 score, 3 score and 6. All right, when you go into that word score, that's going to 20. So it says 3 score. All right, and that's 60. So 666. All right, 666. We all see and have seen that and know about it. All right, it goes back into the scriptures, the number of a man, which is Esau, Edom, the sons of the wicked. All right, and I want to get this too. Revelation chapter, I think it's 16. Yep, Revelation chapter 16, I'm going to start at 1. It says, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship the image." Right, that grievous sword. All right, let's see what that word goes into. All right, let's see. Let's see, grievous sword. Well, I don't have the word sword. You ain't got what I'm looking for, but grievous sword, which goes into a cancerous type of thing, man. All right, it's not gonna end. It's not gonna end well for you if you take that, because it's not naturally supposed to be in your body. And this is the warning to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, to not receive this thing, man. And if you do receive it, the punishment of the nuclear missile destruction will be upon you. And that's what leads me to Revelation 14th and 9th chapter. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascend up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast, his image, and whoever receiveth the mark of his name." So that's your judgment, all right? Be torment and fire and brimstone, which is the ICBMs, man, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, man, that's going to rain down upon Babylon the Great, which is America, according to the Bible. You will be tormented by the Most High for a period of time, to how long the Lord sees fit. All right, that's going to be your judgment. All right, and you're not to take it. All right, this is Romans chapter 11, verse 4. It says, "But what saith answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal." So the Lord have reserved elect to come across this information and to be mentally prepared before these days to come, to not bow the knee to the image of the system, all right, to the image of the so-called white man, all right, to not bow the knee, all right. And the Lord is going to protect those men in that day according to the scriptures. Don't worry about buying and selling. The Lord speaks about how he's going to feed those that are his, all right. It's going to come a day where we shall not stay upon those that smote us, but we shall stay upon the Heavenly Father, the Lord of and God of the Israelites, man. All right, that's what the scriptures say. I believe Isaiah 10 and 20. All right, and I'm gonna end it off on this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10. Matter of fact, 2 and 11. It says, "Let Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Right, we are not ignorant of Esau's devices, and one of his devices is this RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, which he has plans to implement upon the whole world for full gain and control of the masses of people. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. That's all I had. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Again, I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, who do well. Peace and blessings to the house of David. Shalom.